ways to go. When he's old, he won't depart from it. Christian has been instrumental in leading the Texas Youth Summit, and it is changing and touching so many lives and inspiring the young people. Christian, we want to give it up for you, buddy. John Boucher, where are you? Get up here. John Boucher is going to open us up with God Bless America. We're all going to stand, and we're all going to sing at the top of our lungs, whether you can bring a joyful noise or a great tune, all right?
Thanks, Steve. I got to raise the mic up. All right, let's go. Let's sing it, all right? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
You know, I have a funny feeling we're going to be seeing more of you, John Boucher, in the coming weeks and days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Please be seated. So, when people walk in darkness, when organizations walk in darkness, they stumble, they fumble, they make mistakes. In Texas, for all too long, when it comes to our speakers race, has walked in darkness. And it's only been the last few years. I actually had somebody that came up to me not a month ago and said, hey, that Dade Phelan guy, do you know that he appoints Democrat committee chairs? And I said, yeah, I heard that. And Steve, that's just wrong. It was wrong when I came into the Texas House in 2013. It was wrong 20 years before that. It's been wrong. I guess you could make an argument that 50 years ago, when the Democrats were more conservative than the Republicans are today, that it might have made sense back then, right? When both parties beat their chest for how conservative they were, how much they supported the family, how much they supported our law enforcement, right? When schools were about teaching our kids reading, writing, and arithmetic, it wasn't about indoctrination, right? Remember that Democrat Party? I don't. It's been a long time. But that's not who they are anymore. And so I want to tell you guys just a quick little story about how Dade Phelan came into the Texas House as our speaker. And the AG is going to be here any minute. But what happened was in the 87th legislative session, I got a call from Will Metcalf, by the way. And Will said, hey, you know, we're getting together and we're going to look at, you know, who the next speaker is, and we're going to do that in Austin, or actually it wasn't in Austin, it was in Temple, Texas. And it's going to be 1 week after the general election. Or I'm sorry, 1 week before the general election. And this will be our official caucus time where we come together as a caucus. I think there were 85 Republicans at the time. I think all but one person came. And whoever wants to be, you know, the speaker can show up at that thing, make their case, and then we're going to hold a vote. I said, well, that seems reasonable. That's you know, pretty much the way the GOP guidelines tells us what to do, is that the Republicans come together and the Republicans pick the next speaker. That makes sense, doesn't it? No Democrats, right? Do they do? I mean, they don't let Joaquin Jeffries decide who the Speaker of the House is going to be in Washington. Why are we doing it here in Texas? And yet, I thought that's what happened. All of us thought that's what happened. Well, about a month ago, Jam Lozano did a story on the scorecard. How many of you guys get Texas scorecard? Michael Quinn Sullivan. It's a great news source. And Jam told the story that about 3 weeks before Will Metcalf called me on the phone, he said, I was headed up to Austin, and on my way to Austin, I got a call from Dade Phelan. And Dade said, Jam, when are you coming to Austin? He said, I'm actually on my way there right now. And he goes, come to the Fairmont Hotel. I want to sit down and talk with you. And he said, I'm about an hour away. I'll call you when I get into the lobby. So Jam gets into the lobby, calls Dade. Dade doesn't answer the phone. Immediately his phone goes off, and it's Will Metcalf. Why do you guys keep laughing when I say Will Metcalf's name? So anyways, Will said, are you in the lobby? He goes, I am. He goes, I'm going to come down and get you. So Will brings Jam Lozano. Jam was my desk mate my freshman year, good guy. And they go upstairs, they go into a suite. Who's the very first person that Jam meets? No. It gets better. Mary Gonzalez. Who's Mary Gonzalez? Well, Mary's a Democrat. She's not just a progressive Democrat. She considers herself a progressive pansexual. Now, does anyone here know what a pansexual is? Pastor Dale's going to come up and tell us about that. Pastor Dale? So I'm not quite sure what a pansexual is, save hide the kitchen utensils, but anyways, Mary is as far to the left as you can be in the Democrat Party. And the next person that Jam met was Joe Moody. Who's Joe Moody? Joe's one of the leaders of the Democrat Party. Again, one of the most progressive members of the Democrat Party. But this will give you an idea of just how far to the left Mary is. So Mary's on appropriations with me. We're having a disagreement over an appropriations bill, and Phil Cortez walks by us. And Phil looks at me and says, hey, Steve, how's it going? I said, good, Phil, how's it going? Good. He looks at Mary and he says, hello, Mary. Mary didn't say anything to him. And he walked on. I said, what's with dissing Phil Cortez? He's one of your boys. She goes, I hate that guy. And she had a nice curse word to describe him. And I said, what's with that? And she said, he's not a fighter. He's not a fighter. The only people that belong in the Democrat Party are fighters. Democrats get that. That's what Republicans don't get. When Republicans win elections, we take office. When Democrats win elections, they wield power. How many can you say amen to that? Amen. And Donald Trump is just done with that. And we got a mandate in November that we're to be done with that as well.